Hey guys, this is another School Fortnight recap. School Fortnight recap 11, week 1 of term 3, 2015, year 10, Monday, 13th of July, 2015. Science. First lesson back. Got to work. Measure the speed with the time that's been recorded for the types of movements with the distance given of 23 meters around the desk area of the classroom. English. Sat in tables to make our groups up to 5 or 6 as Sir approved it on the Google Drive. He wrote the requirements for the PBL task, like materials such as books, pencils, textas, etc. Religion. Had to complete a personal timeline as Miss was talking about how her husband proposed to her. John N rang the bell 3 times, and then Jessica Z prayed the Angelus because of our RE teacher told them so as they volunteered. PD, we had prac. We did prac with another class and we didn't need to change. The topic we are doing this term for prac is dancing. It's controversial because the marking system has been changed and has never been changed for over 30 years. We can complete this assignment either with a pair or a group of 6, and it has to be, it can be any dance or unless if you want to go solo. We learned the one dance that day. Of course, most students are like, what the f... Because we're touching someone. Then again, it's natural because it's a man and a woman. Then we had math. Well, I had math. Had a sub. Studied got more words on financial maths. Then I had timber. I was sanding my work and also trying to figure out how one or more joints will tighten. Nathan was waiting as he had completed the edge treatment for his base while Dano was filling up his gaps with putty. Tuesday, 14th of July, 2015. Math. Had a sub again, except this time the whole lesson we didn't work. So just lectured us about financial terminologies like gross, net income and deductions, etc. Geo. Most of us were back except for Callum and Jamesville, who were away. We got A to Z seating arrangements, pasted our topic/title page, and completed a brainstorm while watching a video. English. Got more students, which is Manu, Patrick, E, and Tyrone, while Jamesville and Callum were still away. We worked on the thinking hats. Religion. Brainstorm on the church's history to refresh our mind because Miss was concerned. Music. Faisal and Eloise were the only people away. The whole lesson was theory, as we had to listen. Our new topic is Australian art music. Science. We had a sub. Some people sat wherever the fuck they wanted. We worked on the discussion and conclusion for walk, hop, skip experiment. Wednesday, 15th of July, 2015. It was parent-teacher interviews for Year 7 and 9, while Year 10s, Year 10s, 11s, and 12s had no school. Thursday, 16th of July, 2015. Double timber. First half of the double was going through our new assignment, which is due in week 6. Then people worked on their jobs while some listened to music. Everybody stopped working and stopped the music from Sir's speakers because we had to carry all the timber that was delivered outside the gates. Unfortunately, it was raining. We had to work in a quick pace. We moved all the timber in the Rawson Centre hallway where we arranged it. Then we had to carry it again, one at a time, to the storage room. All this timber was for our next assignment, which is to create a table with a portfolio included. Then I had Geo for the 3rd period. We worked on the next page, which was to fill 3 questions which were on air quality, the whole lesson. Sport. I had ice skating, saw a few familiar faces, while a majority of the students were from Year 9. I didn't stack it, but improved compared to last time. Friday, 17th of July, 2015. Double science. It was a good double. First period was catch up. Many of us drew the results table from objects rolling for the previous investigation. In the last half of the double, we did the practical on our new investigation. We used the trolley that was taped by a long sheet of paper that's inked from the ticker timer as it traveled down the ramp, supported by over 5 science textbooks to represent a car's acceleration downhill by ticking each time the trolley travels. English. We had to finish our previous questions, then the usual English. Music, the whole lesson, Jezebel, Eloise, Eunice, Faisal, and Maverick were away. We studied and Boyd, another Australian art musician, etc. PD, theory, the usual lesson with Sir. Most students ask questions randomly, not even one at a time. Some people are just on their laptops doing whatever. Math, had a sub again. Worked on a few questions about double time and time and a half, including gross income and net income. Hey guys, another school final recap. This is number 11, week 2 of term 3, 2015, year 10. Monday, 20th of July, 2015. Geo, we had a sheet given and talked about Aboriginal and European perspectives on agriculture. PD, prac. Our class didn't bring our our prac loads except for John N. We didn't join with another PD class, so Sir took us to the amphitheatre. We gathered in a large circle and showed a simple dance move for each person going clockwise, and then we had to remember all the previous dance moves. At the end, we learnt the nut bush, and it was hard to dance throughout the whole lesson because there's no music to dance with. Religion. We wrote a reflection on the selected wise quotes. Then we had to work on a designated date/year that was significant to the Catholic Church, as Miss assigned us. English, same old English. Got the sheets for the PBL assignment. We wrote down brainstorms and answered a few questions. Music, we still had theory. We listened to the Aussie art musician who spent most of his time overseas. He was better in terms of structure compared to Peter Sculthorpe's unconventional way of music, where instruments are played in a strange way. At the last 5 minutes of music, we tried to create a musical piece that mimicked the sounds of the rainforest, but then the bell rang as Sir moved halfway across the class. Tuesday, 21st of July, 2015. PD theory. We got a sub, worked on the 10 pages that Sir left us to work on ourselves or in pairs. Music, we did prac. Choose a song from any Australian artist, then we had to perform it in the next few lessons. The usual prac. I went with Jimwell and tried to change Highway to Hell. Double Geo, the whole double, we did a worksheet on issues in land management. English, we had a sub. Completed all previous questions except we haven't decided on what to protest in my group. Science, we had to draw a graph from the previous investigation. Wednesday, 22nd of July, 2015. Religion, had to cut and paste the church's timeline, that is 15 significant events which came from a worksheet Miss handed out. PD, prac. We didn't get to change because the doors were locked, but we did prac without any prac loads. We were like at the hall where there were many chairs and we danced like 25% of the time because Sir didn't know how to operate the smart boards. Math. Miss was back. Most people in our class were at sports photos. Everyone sat at the normal spot and we had to finish pages 1 to 6 of the booklet. Science, we had a practice exam, so that's to prepare our actual exam on Friday. Timber, we had theory. So Sir showed us basics on vectorwork so we could learn on how to design our coffee tables or tables in general. Geo, Miss went through the whole worksheet from yesterday and then talked about our upcoming excursion. Thursday, 23rd of July, 2015. Double music, did theory for the first period of the double, which was to use Noteflight and write down notes from the song I Still Call Australia Home. That's the name. Eventually did prac on the second half when we split up into groups practicing our Australian artist song. Timber, we had theory. We followed Sir's instructions. We got through so many tasks. For the meantime, in terms of Vectorworks drawing, when we were in R22. Sport, it was good, as per usual. Most of the Holy Spirit students went into the canteen after 25 minutes when we arrived in the ice rink. I enjoyed ice skating as well as teaching my peer, Annie, how to skate because Jocelyn and Nicolina gave up, so I gave it a go and supported Andy after that discussion. Friday, 24th of July, 2015. Had the subject selection presentations in periods 1 and 2, and the subject selection expo on period 3, and it extended into the conclusion in period 4. Good presentations, and the expo was good. It cleared everything for me, even though we missed like 4 periods of classes, but I don't mind, it's just class. So anyways, the last 2 periods I had was science and religion. In science, we had the informal exam to write a report on investigation 3, the usual split everyone in class around so they're not close. Then last period, we had a sub. We had to write a prayer, then to work on our presentations, which is due next Monday.